Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best small forwards in the game that you can get without having to gamble. So the top 10 best non-gambling small forwards. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Tons of consistent daily My Team content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start off, I guess, the number 10 spot, and that is going to be Xavier McDaniels. I think this, or McDaniels, sorry, not McDaniels, but Xan is actually a really nice looking card. 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan, not the tallest, but 7-foot wingspan is nice, versatile all around, especially slasher, but then good, very, very good versatile defender, off speed booster, catch and shoot corner specialist. Now, he's missing some shooting bad. He's missing Agent 3, blinders, and limitless range. Honestly, also missing handles for days and unpluckable. So 5 pretty important badges that he is missing there. But I will say this card, he has a great behind the back, Steph Curry's drag back, draw wall escape, which is actually very nice as well, and a really good release. So he's got really good animations. He's got a very, very nice jump shot as well, and he's a super athletic, very good defensive small forward. So really interesting card. Yes, he's missing some key badges for sure, but I think as an overall option, he's actually a very, very good card in my team. And I think putting him at number 10 is actually a very, very fair spot, in all honesty, to probably put him on this list. Number 9, I'm not high on this card. Granger. I think he's pretty mediocre. I understand that the other rush rewards have been really, really good this season. Worthy and Austin Reeves, both great cards. Granger, not quite so much. 6'9", 7'1" wingspan, half bulldozer, posterizer, precision dunker, yes. Decent defender, great shooter, really good playmaker as well. Free Galaxy Opal, but like at the same time, he's not elite defensively, and in all honesty, I don't think his SIGs are like top tier. D-book dribble style is really nice, but outside of that, his SIGs aren't great. And his release, while easy and smooth, is not like an unbelievably top tier release either. So I don't feel like he's quite elite enough offensively to overlook the fact that he's not the greatest defender. And at the small forward position, that's pretty important. So for me, despite him being a new card and in some, I don't know, a pretty quote unquote theoretically desirable card, I don't actually think he's all that great. So I think this is a pretty fair spot. Number 8 is going to be Mr. Zion Williamson. Obviously, Zion is really, really good as well. I think he does a lot of things very, very well on the court. I think he's a really complete, really good big man, or not really a big, but like a really complete, versatile wing, I should say. Now, I will say Zion's biggest flaw is easily simply that his release just is not that good, but he is an absolutely phenomenal slasher with elite level athletic ability. But the thing that I really think transforms Zion, in all honesty, is the tray fade. That is the thing that separates this card and really elevates him, is him having that tray fade. D-book dribble style as well is also super nice. Releases on very quick. Yes, it is not a great release. Yes, it's pretty baited. That is his biggest flaw, but he's a versatile defender, an elite level slasher, and then obviously a pretty good shooter and a very capable playmaker as well. With that tray fade, with the D-book dribble style, awesome and athletic ability, pretty good versatile defense as well. I think he's an awesome option, and I think putting him at number 8 is pretty fair. He'd be higher on the list, in all honesty, if his catch and shoot, just standstill release was honestly a release that I was a bigger fan of, though. Number 7 is going to be LeBron. I'm talking about Domination LeBron, this 97 overall Opal. I do believe this is a really good card. Kind of just a better version of the Diamond, I feel like, is the main way to describe this card. I mean, he's obviously not unbelievably elite, and the fact that they didn't change his animations is kind of annoying, but he's an elite athlete, has half blinders and dead eye, pretty decent shooting bad, it's off blow by dimer, really versatile defense. The thing that makes Braun great, though, in all honesty, isn't really like the on paper stuff. As good as that stuff is, and as good as he is in those areas, the thing that really elevates this card and is going to make him an elite level option is the animations, the defensive animations, the fact that he's an exceptional slasher. Honestly, his dribble style is pretty good as well. I like his push cross a lot, can definitely work with it. I think his release is really easy, and Pro 2 fade is very, very nice. The release might be a little slow, but like, I don't know. In all honesty, as crazy as it sounds, I understand the other Opal LeBron has the release on very quick, and this one has it on normal. I don't notice a significant difference between the release timing of the Galaxy Opal All-Star Braun and then this LeBron. So I don't know if that's just me, but that is at least something that I can say that is true. I think this card is very good. I do, and I like the fact that every badge is upgradable, as is the case with basically everybody, to be fair. I think he's really good, and I think the fact that he's LeBron James does actually help. Like, his animations defensively and as a slasher are better than you would probably expect. He's a really, really damn good card. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, MyTEAM. I don't know. It kind of seems fair, in all honesty, to put him all the way down at number 7. Number 6. I can't read my own handwriting. I don't actually. What does that say? I legitimately don't know what my... Oh, Larry Johnson. It says Larry. There we go. Larry Johnson, Grandmama. This card is actually so tough. He's the Ascension Award for this season, and I actually think he's really good. Like, I think people are sleeping on this card. I'm not saying he's the best of the best, the shooting guard position or anything like that, or the small forward position, I should say, but he's definitely a really darn good card. Great slasher, pretty versatile shooting. Yes, he needs Agent 3 and Limitless Range added, but really good playmaker as well, and a versatile, great defender. Super good all-around stats, really, and badges, but stats 90 across the board and pretty much just every single important attribute. But then he's got pro dribble style. That's a good one. He's got a good behind the back as well. A smooth, easy, good release. Like, a lot to like about the card so far, I feel like, in terms of his animations as well as his release and all that type of stuff, and the versatility that he has in terms of his stats and badges. Just a really well-rounded, complete card who's good at everything. You know what I mean? He's kind of... Honestly, he's very Paul George-esque in a lot of ways, the small forward position. I have PG at the shooting guard position, not the small forward position, but honestly, this is probably around where Paul George would be at this position. So I just like his completeness as an overall card. And honestly, it's one of my favorite things about him, and it keeps him like decently high on this list. Although I will say it's kind of sad that this is the like back half of the top 10 with the non-gambling shooting guards or small forwards. Like, I'm not going to sit here and look at this list and go, these are the most exciting, desirable cards in the game at this point. So I don't love the fact that this is what the top 10 non-gambling shooting guards or small forwards look like, but I think this is pretty accurate right now. So regardless, let's see now at the number 5 spot. I have Michael Porter Jr. MPJ is just a 6'10" sniper. That's what he does. He shoots the ball at a super high level. He's 6'10". He's just a big, versatile, elite shooter. 91 speed, 91 excel, 95 3 ball. Pretty capable slasher, hop bulldozer, fast twitch, precision dunker, and posterizer with an 85 driving dunk. And great playmaking badges as well, in all honesty, even without speed booster. Now, you need to add speed booster and unpluckable. Those are like absolute must-add badges. Like, no doubt about it in the slightest. You need to add those badges. So definitely keep that in mind. But as a whole, like, I don't know. I think he's a really good card outside of that. Defensively, yeah, he could use some work. Defensively, that's really the thing that holds him back, is that he's just not the most elite defender. But at 6'10", that type of size does help him out a lot on the defensive end of the court regardless. So that is honestly, I think, kind of a nice thing about this card. Magic dribble style isn't as good as it was earlier in the year. For some reason, 2K kind of nerfed the push cross out of magic dribble style. But it's still not like awful for a push cross. Outside of that, it's not great, but it's got a pretty decent push cross, I guess. The rest of his SIGs are like, they're not top tier. He's just an amazing shooter. He's just a big, amazing shooter is mainly what he is. Pretty good athlete as well, but I don't think he's like that incredible. Adam Morrison is my number 4, simply because of his movement, his SIGs, his animations, how well he shot creates, and honestly, the fact that I think a lot of people have this card badged up a lot as well. Shooting badges are amazing. Playmaking badges could use some work as the base card. He definitely has to have speed booster, brick wall, and pick dodger added. Like, those 3 badges are pretty important that he does not have on the base card, so definitely going to have to keep that in mind for sure. But as a whole, the Jamal Murray behind the back is the main thing that really makes this card great, in addition to that John Wall drag back. Like, I think that's the main thing that makes this card as good as, in my opinion, he is. His release, I mean, it would be really good if it was just Steph base with a nice upper, but Jerry West upper sucks. It does. It's just not a good upper, and it kind of ruins his release a little bit. Trey Fade is top tier as well, but again, with that Jerry West upper, it does kind of slow it down and does hurt that a little bit. So again, Adam Morrison is a great card, and he was definitely the guy who was going to be the park card of this year in a lot of ways, but I think his release being nerfed a little bit with his upper kind of prevented that from happening, at least to a certain extent. Still a really good card, though. I think he's a top 4 option. I think he's one of the best shot creators in the game for sure at the small forward position, without a doubt. Number 3 is going to be this Scottie Pippen card. Scottie is an elite level shooting guard as well. I didn't include him on the non-gambling shooting guard list, but I really should have. 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, though. He's got great size, off posterizer, precision dunker, catch and shoot, corner specialist, blow by speed booster, and then a ton of defense. But more importantly, golden movable enforcer is a really big badge that most of these guys just don't have. 95 speed, 92 3 ball, 95 driving dunk, defensively amazingly versatile. His SIGs are not top tier at all. I don't like his SIGs very much outside of the pro dribble style, which does give you a good push cross. But outside of that, his SIGs are certainly not the most top tier. But he's got Pro 2 fade and an absolutely amazing catch and shoot release. So like, I'm not even really sure it matters that much that his SIGs aren't that good, because he has such a good release and such a good fade, and he's such an elite level defender. So a ton to like about this Scottie Pippen card, despite his lack of elite SIGs. And I think as an overall option, he's definitely one of the best small forwards you can get for sure still. Number 2 is going to be this Michael Beasley. 2K actually dropped this card as the special offer last Thursday for MT. You could buy him for 99,000 MT, which was interesting because the only way that you were able to get this card originally was not by gambling, but was by buying him with 125,000 VC the week before the gambling only content start out of the Lunar New Year thing. 125,000 VC for this Michael Beasley, while admittedly not like an affordable price or anything or something particularly great, it's not gambling, so he's still viable for this list. And then obviously the card was also available last week for MT, so if you wanted Michael Beasley, I hope you picked him up then. But while he's not the greatest defender in the game, I feel like he's basically Michael Porter Jr., but more athletic, more versatile, and honestly as good or better defensively. But his release is as good or better than MPJ's. It's one of the best releases in the game without a shadow of a doubt. This Terrence Mann-based Kobe up run quick is absolutely cash and one of the fastest releases in the game. Kobe dribble style is elite, but the rest of his SIGs certainly are not all that great in my opinion. And I literally like the card outside of that. I think his release is great. I think he's actually a decent playmaker, but like I don't love the fact he's not the most incredible defender. It kind of holds him back a little bit at the same time. That's really the only thing I can nitpick. Outside of that, I mean, he's an amazing card. The shot creation could be a little better, I guess, but he's an awesome option for sure. No doubt about it. Now, the thing is, the number 1 non-gambling small forward in the game is so far and away the number 1 small forward. It's not like there's no debate here. It's James Worthy, and it's not close. He is the most complete small forward in the game. That besides shot creation, period, probably. His release is amazing. He's an exceptional finisher and an exceptionally elite versatile defender with half a movable enforcer. Amazing all-around defensive ability. Just a versatile card. Super athletic. 94 speed, 95 driving dunk. Like I said, I love the release. This John Wall base is just so fast this year. It's such a smooth, fast release. MJ dribble style. Now, the SIGs are not good. I will say that. Outside of the MJ dribble style, I really don't think his SIGs are very good. His escape is bad. His between the legs burst also isn't very good. And I don't think he's that great of a card as a whole. So that's definitely something to like, or I think he's a great card. I don't think he's that great of a shot creator. His SIGs are not top tier. Outside of that, he is incredibly complete and does everything else on the court between shoot, slash, defend at an incredibly high level, and I do believe that makes him one of the better options in the game at the small forward position, period, and he's going to be pretty high on the gambling list that I release tomorrow as well. But for right now, he is easily, I think, distinctly the number 1 non-gambling small forward in the game, and I don't think it's even particularly close. But yeah, that's going to do it for this list. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.